What's up, guys? It's Joel, Punishers Paintball. Today we've got Cody on the channel. Media guy Doug is busy. It's Memorial Day and we're still pumping out content for you guys because that's what we do here at Punishers Paintball. Today, marker comparison. What do you got, Code?
I got the Shocker Air.
Dun dun dun. I've got the Dye DSR Pro. This is the battle of the mid-end markers, so stay tuned. We got all kinds of good stuff coming for you guys. We'll see you guys after the intro. Alright guys, so we are going to break it down like we normally do when it's Doug and I. We are going to talk about packaging, barrel, feed neck, etc, etc, etc. We're going to go out, we're going to shoot the markers, and then we're going to talk about efficiency and paint handling, and then give you guys our overall generalized impression of which one we think is worth the money. So, first and foremost, Cody, packaging on these two markers. Want to walk them through the case on the Shocker Era. Got a nice carry handle.
We get your startup guide. You get a barrel cover. Get your Allen keys.
Those are nice Allen keys. Plenty of options there, not only for just your shocker, but you can use them for just about anything.
You get your lube, and then you get your very own parts kit.
Oh.
Actually, you get a lot in the parts kit.
You do, except
just
you
not
don't
labeled. So I wish I could figure it out, but one day.
Alright, so you've got pretty good experience tucking these markers, Cody. Would you say that that parts kit, even for you, is a little challenging as far as determining what's what there?
I mean, it is, unless you've touched the O-rings enough and to know, like, the cloudy ones or the OMs and then the clear ones or the OUs. But other than that, I got no idea.
Okay.
No clue.
Okay, yeah, and that's coming from somebody that texts it all the time. So from a parts kit perspective, if Shocker, if you're listening, / DLX, if you're listening, next marker, please label them or just make it an update with your markers that you're shipping out to label everything. Alright, so with the Dye case, the DSR Pro, you are going to get a case very similar to that, no carry handle. With this guy here, I'm going to try and lift it up here next so you can see what's going on. You do get a total of a possibility of, I guess, 3 inserts because you could put one in the back, 2 others, and then the barrel tip. You get your barrel cover, you get your Allen keys, pretty standard Allen keys. Your quick start guide, similar to the Shocker, warranty card with the Dye marker. And then you're going to open this up, you're going to get some lube, the battery, which they keep out of it until you're ready to rock, which I do appreciate that. And then your parts kit. And one thing to mention with the Dye markers is that all their O-rings are color coded. So what's nice about that is there's no questioning about what you're replacing, which is definitely from a tech perspective better. Cody, if you had to pick up packaging between one of the two, which one are you packing?
Probably Dye. Just because, I mean, everybody has, and it's literally just for the barrel side. Like, I could care less. They're both fabric.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally so I can get 3 barrels in that, 3 inserts. And then you only get the 1 insert you're putting in.
Yeah, and like there's no designated spots. Like, yeah, you can put extra Freak XL inserts in that, but they just roll around.
Be, loose, and you're just gonna.
I agree. I mean, the color codedness of the quick start guide, in my opinion, is a little bit better with the Dye. You don't get the carry handle, which is a nice advantage to that one, but overall I'm probably going to pick the Dye as well just because it's a little bit more organized. Next up, barrel between the two. We've got the Dye ULI with the DSR Pro. Cody, what do you got?
I got the Freak XL.
Yep, and 14.5 inches here. The Shocker's actually 15.
Yeah, I believe it's 15.
Yeah. Control bore. I know that Doug always likes to talk about control bore. They're going to be somewhere between 7 to 8 inches. They're the extended version. Check out our video on that. We actually did a comparison between the 5-inch versus the 8-inch inserts to actually tell if there is any difference there. I mean, they're comparable, Cody. Which one do you like better?
I like this one better, and it's literally a functionality standpoint from practice 2 weeks ago, from when I had taken my barrel tip off. That I core sampled, and I was shooting my Lux, and I literally had to hold my insert in my barrel.
So how did you were holding it like this?
Yeah,
and holding the tip of the Freak XL insert?
Yeah.
Because okay, so what Cody's talking about is this is orientation specific. It takes the S63 or the power inserts, I should say, and basically you can see these 2 rings here. They cannot go any further. With the Freak XL, it slides in and out. And if you core sample with the ULI, you can take this off
and still shoot.
and you can still use this as a perfectly functional barrel.
Yeah.
Whereas with that, the
You
Freak
gotta
XL slides out the front.
You have
yeah.
to hold your insert.
That's a good point, you know, and we actually saw that.
Literally, I did it.
You did it. Well, and I think it was Scott Stewart at World Cup of last year. I think in the overtime point. I like the Dye ULI barrel too. I think from a aesthetic appearance, it's better. I don't like 15-inch barrels. It's just too long for me. And I think the sound signature of the Dye ULI is really nice, and I like the insert, so I'm going with the Dye ULI as well. So 2 for the barrel on that. Next up, feed neck between the two.
Yes.
For me, I like the feed neck on this one maybe a little bit more because
since they fixed it,
the thumb wheel is a little bit bigger.
Now that they have the thumb wheel, it might be better.
Yeah. Yes. And this lever is just, in my opinion, a little bit nicer.
I guess it is a little bit bigger.
What's that? The lever?
The lever.
Yeah, that's a good point. The lever is larger on the Dye marker compared to the shocker. So feed neck, you like the Dye?
Yeah, I'll take the Dye.
Yeah, same. All right, next up, eye system between the two. This is going to be significantly different, guys. So with the DSR Pro, you get the 4th gen eye pipe, the plastic eye pipe with the breech sensor that sits in there. Cody, you're very familiar because you tech these markers all the time. The shocker, you get an eye wire harness that is toolless when you take the trigger frame off of it, but you do need an Allen key to remove the eye covers on it. The plastic eye pipe can fail, but most of the time it's pretty good if you know.
I mean, I've seen them broken and they still don't. So it takes a lot. It has to be very broken for it to fail. To fail from a functionality standpoint? Yes. All right, so which one do you like? I almost like the shocker more just because it's easier to service. Like you can actually just pull the wire out of that. Like that, you have to undo the clip, pull those wires out, make sure the clip is set right. Okay. This one is just a little bit more simplified. As far as like taking everything apart? Yes, taking it apart. Yeah. For me, because I'm not teching them all the time, I think for me, I like the Dye because, yes, you do run into that instance where you got service. That is great. Yeah, but like from a day-to-day function, I personally like the Dye better. But I will say this about the shockers. What I do like about the shocker is it's very effective to take a breech or to take a barrel swab and run it through a shocker, and it usually cleans the eyes pretty well. Yeah. Whereas like with this, you take the barrel off, you take the eye pipe out, and you can still do that. Yep. And most of the time it works. The only time is if it's bad enough. That won't work. You still have to run like if you chop paint real bad? Yeah, you still have to run the swab through if it's underneath of your eye pipe. Right, right. So we're going to agree to disagree on that one? Yeah, I would. I'd take the shocker over that one. Gotcha. Okay, next up, battery changing. Battery changing on, yeah, the Dye takes that one. I hate screws. So the shocker, one of the big things with the shocker platform is that it takes 3 Allen keys to remove and access your 9-volt battery. With the Dye DSR Pro, it's in the foregrip. You do have to change this lever 180 degrees. You got to move it 180 degrees. First few times, it can be a real pain in the butt to do that. Yeah. It requires like a coin or a screwdriver. But it's still right there. You don't need no Allen key. Right. Yeah. Still easier. You're good. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Cody, for sure. Battery changing on the DSR Pro. All right, next up, trigger. I'm taking the shocker. You like the shocker? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. I like the DSR Pro. The reason I'm saying good is because we disagree. I really like the deuce on this trigger. Yeah. I don't know. I like the slim down deuce of this one. It's almost a blade, but it's more. Yeah. It's more deuce than a blade. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about Doug right now. Doug would probably agree with you because he's a shocker guy. So, but I really like the. Well, I'm just looking at it I like the CS3 Pro new trigger. Yeah. And that's like a blade that's almost. It's pretty close. Yeah. Yeah. Or a deuce that's almost a blade. Yeah. Next up, board/programming between the two. I won't lie, these are probably my 2 least favorite markers to try and program. I hate the trigger on this one, but I hate the joystick on that one. So, I don't know which one. But the boards they're both pretty similar. They are. I think I'm probably going to pick the shocker. Because the 5-way joystick, for me, having fat thumbs, going up, down, side to side, and trying to go in and program and all that stuff, it's a big pain for me. For you, it might be easier, but for me, it's annoying. I personally just hate how if it gets dirty, it doesn't usually work, the joystick, because you got so much dirt in there. Gotcha. Okay. That's my only this, you don't have to program a lot. You just pull the trigger and it goes into programming and you pull the trigger to cycle through things. Yeah. This one, guys, you got to hold the joystick
in the upwards position, and then it goes into programming, and you hold it again to get into your player profile. I mean, this does have multiple player profiles, where this one I don't think does, so that is a nice advantage there. But for me, from a programming perspective, I'm probably going to pick the Shocker.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. All right, next up, ASA.
I personally like the Shocker.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the little thumb screw, whatever.
I think it's a little bit easier to service that than it is to service this.
Oh, yeah, this is already 2 O-rings.
Yeah.
Well, 3, because you got the one above.
Well, in this one, you've got to take off the little emblem on the ASA lever.
Yeah, that's usually not coming off.
and then it accesses a screw, and then you take that out to service everything.
And then you have to take the grips off to take the actual ASA off.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think from a day-to-day without servicing...
I still like this more.
You do?
I just like...
I like this one better.
I like the twist. It's very simple.
Yeah, okay. I like the lever on this one, and the other thing to note is, Dye just released the Slaps ASA for it.
Hey, man, we got a couple...
Oh, we got to talk about upgradability. Yeah, true, but it's something that we should definitely not forget. Nick, don't let us forget that.
Yeah.
All right, ergonomics between the two.
Ooh, I think we take the DSR.
Yeah, same. I really like the 45 or the UL frame.
Yeah, more of literally just the foregrip. I'm not a big fan of the back of either of them.
Okay, but you like the foregrip on the DSR Pro?
The foregrip's better on the DSR Pro.
I agree. It's a little bit more contoured towards your hand, whereas this is just something that you hold.
Yeah,
right? It's just a freaking
cylinder. And the grip doesn't wear out on those. I have not seen one grip actually wear in from this really hard.
On the Shockers?
Yeah, this really hard grip. Even Yoss.
So you're saying it's too hard, and you don't like the fact that it breaks in a little bit?
Yeah, I like how they break in a little bit.
On the dies?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I think overall too, when I've got a tank on and point, I think that my barrel, when I point with the DSR Pro, my barrel is exactly where I want it to be, whereas the Shocker, I tend to aim low. And that's the other thing. I'm not sure if that's the angle of the trigger frame on the DSR Pro or what.
I really just think it's just got smaller. Big hands.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller of a gun.
Yeah. Weight between the two. All right, guys. So now we've got the DSR Pro, and we've got the battery set on there to simulate it being in the marker. And we are at 1 pound...
15.5.
1 pound, 15.5 ounces. 1 pound...
14.1.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So about an ounce and a half.
The Shocker is super light, so I'm not surprised by that at all. So, guys, the weight, it's what, like 1.5 ounce difference between the DSR Pro compared to that. I could see that because, like you said, it seems to be a little bit bigger of a gun. Yeah. And the Shocker is always one of the lightest on the market. So the weight goes to the Shocker era. All right, next up, build quality / reliability. Cody?
Honestly, it's probably the Shocker.
Winner?
Yeah, the winner is probably the Shocker.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, they're close, right? The Dye marker, the DSR is definitely the most robust, I would say, out of the Dye markers. And the Shocker, I don't know. I feel like we've had a few that have had, weird issues.
Yeah, but the problem with the Shockers is when you get the issue, it's issues you've never seen before. Mm-hmm. It's what is this? And they don't know. So, it's just replacing things. And the DSR is, same thing over and over again.
Okay.
That's going wrong.
Okay. What's the fail points on the DSR?
It's the boards underneath. It's always the boards.
Okay.
Sadly. There's always somebody that doesn't want to clean their gun properly, and the boards corrode so fast.
So it's not necessarily a Dye thing. It's more of people just not maintaining
I honestly think
underneath.
That really is everybody's problem with their gun. They don't maintenance their gun.
Well, I would say that Planet does a really good job on insulating their boards, and part of the problem with the sticky grips on these is that it doesn't insulate the inside very well.
It goes right underneath most of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think for me, overall, reliability, I'm going to give it a wash on both these. If I had to give an advantage, I think I'm actually going to give the advantage to the DSR, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's probably a wash.
All right, so tech support, Cody, you deal with this probably more than I do. Both these companies, I will say this, have made a recent attempt to do better when it comes to getting to regional events and everything else like that. Shocker and Lux had a booth at the last MSXL event, which was nice to see. Dye did not, but and that's something that like I would like to see from Dye, because there are a good amount of players out there using Dye markers.
But they go to woods ball events, don't they?
They do go to some like regional woods ball events. We have seen them at scenario events in Michigan. So with that said, from a tech support perspective, I mean, would you say that they're...
You have to give it to Lux.
To Lux?
I mean, you have to.
Okay.
They're the only one showing up.
No, but I'm saying from your side of things, when you're sending markers off to these people.
Yeah, I'd say it's faster from Lux. It's pretty close. It's like within a day, but like who's closer?
It's also like a 1-day ship.
Like who's
to the warehouse.
Also, who's closer is also kind of how I look at it.
Right.
What's a simpler fix? Usually Lux is like a simple fix.
Okay.
That they can do.
Okay.
So I'd give it a wash just because Dye is farther.
Yeah, Dye's in Florida, guys. So we're shipping when we're in Ohio and we can't fix something in house. We're sending it all the way to Florida, whereas we're sending that to Pennsylvania. So for that side of things, I think when it comes to actually marker arrive to time marker leaves, they both do a pretty good job of staying in contact with us. And I'm not gonna say one over the other when it comes to that, but I will say from a tech support perspective, it was good to see Shocker and Lux at MSXL. You've got, we had 68 teams at the last event, and there was a Planet Tech and there was a DLX Tech, but there was no Dye Tech. Yeah. So, next up, upgradability. Now we can talk about it, Cody. All right.
Well, you can only upgrade, I'm sorry guys, but one thing and one thing only with both of these markers.
Well, so actually there's a free flow bolt and a method bolt for the DSR platform markers. You can get a mech frame for both. You can upgrade the ASA now on the DSR Pro.
Yeah.
Barrels, they're both autocock or thread. I think besides that, that's pretty much where it limits. I would say this. The Slap 2 ASA definitely makes the ASA better. Like, let me ask you this. You said that you like the ASA on that better. If it was a Slaps ASA, would you pick the DSR, or would you still keep to the Shocker?
You want me to be honest with you? 100% honest right
Yes.
now? M3 plus Slaps ASA. Worst design ever. So no, I think that's a better design.
But it's not that design anymore.
It's the MXR?
It's the MXR design.
I've never taken one of those apart, so I don't even know the difference.
But that says something, right? You haven't had to take one apart.
Yeah.
The M3, I agree with you. It was basically what happened with the M3 is like there was a thing
the screws failed on the thing that actually...
And it would pop off and fly off, and the ASA pin would go flying.
Lose your spring, your pin.
Okay, but the Slap 2 ASA on the DSR is the MXR design.
Well, I've never seen them, so I have no idea. So it might be better, probably, because, you don't hear them failing.
But would you like that design better, or would you still stick with the Shocker ASA?
No, I'd probably take the Shocker ASA.
Really?
Yeah, I like the knob.
All right.
It's very simple to clean, also.
Okay.
And the maintenance.
All right. I love the Slaps ASA. It's always been my favorite design. So I definitely think that's an upgrade compared to the regular ASA. And then you got two different aftermarket bolts that you can get that. I don't think that there's any aftermarket bolts.
No, you can just...
Well, you can get the adrenaline bolt.
Yeah, so you can put that in there.
That's true. So, overall, guys, really long-winded there, but I think upgradability, you get a little bit more options with the DSR Pro compared to the Shocker. Next up, shot quality. We're going to go outside and shoot both of these. We'll see you back here in the studio to talk about efficiency and stuff. Alrighty, guys. So we are out here. Beautiful weather, finally, here in Ohio. It's like what? Already it's 63 today. We are here with the DSR Pro and a Shocker Era. Both of these markers are lightly used. They're both available on our page, but they're both stock internals and everything else like that. So both of them have some shots on them. But we're here to just do a side-by-side shot quality-wise, and then we'll talk about paint handling and efficiency once we get back into the studio. So, with that said, Cody, you want to do the honors of the DSR Pro first? Sure. Here's the chronograph. We are shooting some Empire custom paint that we got actually from Splatter Park, and it's shooting really good. 292, 298, 285, 3. Perfect. Give it a rope. Sounds good.
That's great.
Here's the arrow. It's live. So 280s, 300s, same ballpark range.
Well, compared to that, the Era is extremely loud.
It is.
It's extremely louder.
It is.
That shot is a lot more like whooshy, like a.
Yeah.
And that's like really pingy compared to the DSR Pro.
Pingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Era is more pingy.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I'm going to shoot them just for the sake of the video, but I'm pretty much on par with what Cody's saying. I'm going to shoot over here so we can kind of see the trajectory of the balls into the forest here. Oops. Okay. Shoot both. Both of them are shooting straight though, and you know obviously it's good paint, so that definitely makes a difference.
Paint definitely matters.
Yeah.
Your paint definitely matters.
Here's the Era. Yeah. So I think overall, I think the Era seems to have a little bit more kick. It's definitely like noticeably louder. But if you take the loudness away out of it and just kind of consider like the overall shot, I would say like there's a little bit more kick to the Era. Would you agree with that?
I think it's really just because of the whatever the difference of that being really pingy and that like the whooshy of it, like you can just tell the bolt that really has like a stop in it.
Yeah. So if you had to pick one shot quality wise, which one are you picking?
Probably the DSR Pro.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I do like my shockers, but for some reason, the last few shockers that we've had for the channel to shoot have been kind of the same thing, like a little bit louder, a little bit pingy. So there you guys have it. We're both picking the DSR Pro when it comes to overall shot quality. Stay tuned because we're still going to talk about efficiency as well as paint handling. We'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, so we are back inside from the shooting portion of this video. We both picked the DSR Pro.
Yeah.
It shoots good. It
Yep.
shoots really good. I mean, I don't want to give anything away from the shocker, but the DSR Pro is one of the best shooting markers out there. So with that said, Cody, let's talk about efficiency and paint handling real quick. Efficiency, going back to our previous videos that we've already filmed, I got right around 1,560 shots out of a 3,900 PSI fill for the DSR Pro. And then when Doug filmed the efficiency on the Shocker Era, he got right around 10 pods in a full hopper, which was a Spire 3 220 capacity. That's about 1,600 shots. Overall, when you do the math conversion, the DSR Pro is probably a little bit more efficient than the Shocker Era.
Yeah.
So we got to give the points there just because it already comes with the IM Pro kit, which is a game changer when it comes to efficiency. Paint handling between the two.
I'd probably say it's a wash.
I feel like for me, I like the DSR Pro when it comes to paint handling. Like if I'm going to put super brittle paint through one thing or another and count on it to not chop, I think I'm probably going to pick the DSR Pro.
Yeah, I'd probably say the DSR Pro.
I've seen shockers, you know.
I don't know. I just go back to the cold weather video, and I think the DSR Pro lasted. It was at like the Lux, the TM40, and something else. But it was a plus with the Iron Pro kit.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, guys. So I think overall, I think for me, I'm trusting paint handling more on the DSR Pro compared to the Shocker. Not saying it can't handle brittle paint. I mean, you know, we've shot brittle paint through Doug's Shocker Era, and it's been fine. But for me, I've seen this handle super brittle paint, and like it shoots the Valken paint that we've got that's super brittle, and has had zero issues there. So it definitely passed our brittle paint test when we did that, and that was some of the most brittle paint that we had available. So I'm picking that. All right, so that was really long-winded.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about price point and which one we feel like which one we're purchasing for the price. $800 for the Shocker Era. We're talking $1,200 or $1,300 for the PGA colors on the DSR Pro. $1,200 for base colors. So you're spending 33% more money to get the DSR Pro. Which one are you picking and why?
Probably the Pro, just because it's a little bit bigger and I like the shot better.
For me, this is tough because the price difference is significant. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to ball comfortably, or do you want to ball on a budget?
The realest words Cody ever spoke, bro. Yeah, for me, I mean, like, I think, I mean, that's a good point, right? Like, the Shocker is still going to give you that high level performance. But for me, I like the features on the DSR Pro more. And for me, like, I'm probably going to spend the $400 more.
Yep.
$400 or $500 more. One, I really love the PGA Grimace, so like I definitely rock this colorway and spend the extra $100 for the really cool ano.
I like the color splash.
The color splash,
Yep.
That's the other one. So for me, guys, I like this one because toolless battery. For me, that's a big thing. I like the maintenance side of things. The color-coded O-rings just makes it easier. I like the 4th gen I-pipe. It's very simple to maintenance that. The barrel system, I like the ULI better than I like the Freak XL. Although I do like a 14-inch Freak XL, don't get me wrong. Packaging is basically negligible between the two markers, but from an efficiency, paint handling, and shot quality perspective, I prefer the DSR Pro. And ergonomically, I like the DSR Pro more. Yep. So for me, I'm going to pick the DSR Pro. I'm going to spend the extra money, which most of the time I side with the thing that's cheaper.
Yep.
But for this one, I'm actually going to... I think that there's things that you're spending more money on that make sense on this, right? Yeah, like you're getting better ergonomics, you're getting a better shot, you're getting toolless features, you're getting a nicer barrel, yep. Right? So, all right, so there you guys have it. That is the comparison of the DSR Pro and the Shocker Aero. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys did, make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys with the next video.